What up, fellas? You know who it is. So before I start the video, I gotta remind you guys what my definition is of dating. When I say the word date or dating, I am not talking about your one-night stands, casual hookups, casual flings, bringing her home from the nightclub type of thing. I do that on myself on a consistent basis, so I can't be hypocritical like that. You could even casually date her for 2, 3, 6 months, as long as you are dating other girls as well. Because what happens is, after the first 2 months of seeing a girl, if we men are not dating other women, if we're not sleeping with other women, we start to become attached to her. Vasopressin in our head starts to get released more and more. Vasopressin is a chemical in our head that helps men pair bond with women. And when we don't have other options, we start to get this one-itis. So it's very dangerous to not do that. To do that. It's very dangerous to date only one girl for longer than 2 months and keep sleeping with her and not sleep with any other woman. That's why make sure you have options if you plan to keep this girl around in your rotation longer than 2 months. So, with that being said, now let's talk about relationships. That's what I really mean when I'm saying don't date. Whenever I make these don't date videos, don't date fat women, don't date women with tattoos, etc., that's what I'm talking about. Really long-term relationships, monogamous, one-itis relationships, even marriage scenarios. Those are the worst case scenarios marriages are. And I hate talking about them, but I know a lot of you guys will get married one day, so you need to hear this as well. So, what's a high body count? That's subjective. That's going to vary from person to person to person. I'm here to share with you guys what my opinion is, and that is anything over 3. If she has any amount of body counts over 3, it's too high. You cannot be dating her. Never date a woman over 3 body counts. And hey, fellas, I made a video, never date a woman with tattoos. And that video got a lot of attention. I think it was one of the most viewed videos in my channel so far, after Tommy Lawrence video that I made. And a lot of guys keep coming on here and say, hey, that's your preference, buddy. Don't tell us what to do. You do this. We don't like doing this, that, and the other. Hey, at the end of the day, it's your life. I get it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you why I don't date women with more than 3 body counts. Well, I don't date in general in that sense, in a long-term sense anyways. But the reason why I make these videos is to share my experiences with you guys. You take it or don't, up to you. I really could give a fuck less about that. But why don't I do it? If I was to date, why wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I date a girl over 3 body counts? It's plain and simple, fellas. It's because they cannot pair bond with you. There's so many reasons that go into it. And I'm just going to remind you guys these reasons. I talked about this before in my video. Number 1, you are going to be compared with her previous partners. Automatically, she's going to compare you in bed, out of bed. When you guys are dressing out to go somewhere, she might look at you and say that, he doesn't dress as well as my last boyfriend did. Or he dresses better than him. Whatever it is, good comparison, bad comparison, whatever it is, you are going to get compared with another man. And you don't know what that other man was like. So in the back of your head, you always have an insecurity. You always do. If a girl ever tells you her true body count, your relationship dynamic is going to change. I promise you this. I promise you this. Even in your most subconscious mindset levels, you'll be thinking about it. You won't even know that this is bugging you, but it will be bugging you. Man, 7 other dicks have been inside of my girl? Fuck. She swallowed 7 other dudes' loads? Fuck, man, what the hell? And I'm going down on that? You're gonna start feeling disgusted. That's why I don't even ask girls how many guys they slept with, because it's none of my business. I'm here just to take care of my physical needs. And as long as she meets my requirements and does the things I'm telling her to do, that's all I care about. Baby girl, you could sleep with 250 guys for all I care. Point blank, period. But if I was to date this girl, oh, she would not be able, like, she couldn't sleep with more than 3 guys to date me. That's one of my requirements. Another requirement I have is she can't have any social media. That's another video topic. But, fellas, she cannot pair bond would be the second reason. After you getting compared with other men. Like, how can you possibly live with yourself knowing that you're being compared constantly on a regular basis with other men? I know how, because you're not a high value man yourself. That's why it doesn't bother you. It bothers the shit out of high value men. I promise you that. That's why you don't see high value men with sluts. You see them with high value women. Now, or you see them occasionally with different kinds of women. They have rotations. If you see a rich guy, a high value man who's getting married to somebody, you'll always notice that this girl doesn't have the hoe tendencies as much, keyword right there, as much as most of your other women have. All girls have hoe tendencies, we know that. It's just how much of it does she have. Second one is she can't pair bond. Fellas, women release a chemical in their head. What's that chemical's name? Gosh damn. This is all scientific, fellas. I'm not making any of this shit up. But men release that chemical as well. Oxytocin, there we go. Oxytocin, yes. Men release that as well. But men also release vasopressin, which helps us pair bond. And vasopressin is a chemical that doesn't get released as much as oxytocin does. So that's why it takes us men longer to pair bond with a woman than it takes a woman to pair bond with us. That's why it takes us men longer to catch feelings for a woman than for her to catch feeling for us. This is why you'll notice that when a guy is starting to date a girl and he's high value or quote unquote alpha or red pilled, at the beginning of the relationship, he doesn't give a fuck about the chick, or he was a former player or whatever. But the girl is investing all of her emotions into him, and eventually he falls in love with her. It's no coincidence. It's all science behind it. Science-related topics. But women release oxytocin with every single guy. Men do too with other women, but oxytocin is the number one chemical needed for women to pair bond, while vasopressin is the number one chemical for men to pair bond. That's why when you have your oxytocin tank running out of it, because you've been giving it to so many different guys, so many different times, you don't have anything left in your tank to give me. So you can't pair bond with me. Point blank, period. That's why you'll see that when you fuck a virgin, it takes her a lot longer to get over you than a girl who fucked 6 other guys before you. That's one way to imprint on a girl, is by taking her virginity. Why? You think that's a coincidence? You think it's a coincidence that most women, if not all women, still to this day, even if they're 32, 33, 34, 35 years old, remembers the first guy they slept with? You think that's a coincidence? Their first time? No, it's not. It's a very special moment for them. And the guy that they sleep with, that guy is also very special to her as well. Now, that special can be in a good way or in a bad way. Special doesn't always mean a good thing. I know that there's been some girls in the past, in time, where they lost their virginity unwillingly. I'm talking about unconsensual situations, and it's a tragedy for those women. Yes, I get it, but they still remember that. That was a very fucked up moment for them, and especially in those women's life, if a woman has ever been raped, holy shit, man, now you're dealing with a much bigger problem. But most women don't end up getting raped, right? There's a lot of women out there, but most women, I wouldn't say that gets end up being raped. All right, we're going on a complete different conversation now, so I'm going to bring that back. That's why I don't date a girl with over 3 body counts. Point blank period, fellas. I would put the cap on 2, but that's pushing it. We already know that these girls sleep with way more than that, just by the time they even graduate high school. So that's pushing it. Next reason, fellas, is why I would not, and I would also suggest you to not date anybody with more than 3 body counts, is because that girl doesn't have anything else to offer to you. You'll notice when a girl starts sleeping with more and more guys, she starts to see herself as the prize. And what do you do when you start to see yourself as the prize? You start becoming arrogant and cocky, and you think that everybody should. You start having this entitled mindset, and you think everybody should just accept you for who you are, and you wouldn't have to do anything but just show up. Now, I know that most women do have this entitlement mindset, but the more guys a woman sleeps with, the more validated she feels. That's one way she feels validated. That's one way we men validate women, is when we're having sex. It's not just about giving compliments and buying her shit. When we're fucking a girl, physically and literally, we're giving her validation. I'm not telling you guys to stop fucking, no. You're getting the ass as well. But when she starts feeling validated by so many different men, now she thinks that she's the prize. And now she stops providing any other value to a man. AKA being submissive, being feminine, cooking, cleaning, doing your laundry, doing your chores, supporting you. None of that means anything to her. Why? Because she thinks she's the prize. All she has to do is show up. Why? Because all of these men wanted her. All of these men got her. She has so much value. These bitches have bird brain heads, fellas. They're not smart, so they think backwards. When we hear that a girl has slept with that many guys, we're just like, ew, that's fucking gross. And when they hear that, you know what they do? They tell each other, oh yeah, you go, girl. Get it, girl, yeah. Strong and independent, yeah, empower. Because they're fucking stupid. Those are my 3 big reasons, fellas. If you have any more reasons why you should not be dating a girl with high body count, let me know. And let me also know what's your definition of a high body count. And before I end it, a man having a high body count is not the same as a woman having a high body count. Why? Because, as I just mentioned about the chemical reactions that the man's head has when he sleeps with women versus when a woman is having sex. And also, we all know this. All a woman has to do is text a guy, hey, come over, and he's going to come over, and she's going to open her legs, he's going to bang her out. It's not that easy for us men. It actually takes skills, it actually takes game, it actually takes charisma, seduction. That's why we say that when a man sleeps with 50 women, he's a stud, but when a woman sleeps with 50 men, she's a slut. Because it doesn't require any skill to sleep with men for a woman. But it takes a lot of patience, a lot of bullshit-ass games to play, a lot of hoops to jump through to sleep with that many women. And that's why that guy has mastered those skills. That's why it was never the same as women sleeping with men the same amount as a man sleeping with women. It's not the same right now, and it will never be the same. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.